He is it, period. Trust blindly, love through actions, he will always be there. These are the 4 main points I picked up from the 4 readings today. They're pretty straightforward, simpler ways of understanding the message. The Bible takes easy concepts and twists them into confusing, incomprehensible sentence structures that only end up in argument over interpretation. Life is simple, so why can't the Bible be? He is it, period. Trust blindly, love through actions, he will always be there. When you think about it, these 4 points have in some way been integrated into every story or passage we've been told through our entire lives. The problem is, they've been drilled so deeply into our heads that we forget that we actually need to do them. Church has become routine, and we don't stop to think about what this process really does for us or means to us. Sometimes the result of this routine is sleep. I know everyone's guilty, don't lie. Yet, do you know why we sleep? Because the lessons in gospel have become a nagging presence in our minds. Blah, blah, blah. Do this, do that, be this, share that. But you know what? We've never been taught how to carry out these orders. All our lives, we are told not to worship anything other than God. Well, that's hard, especially in our world. We still need to survive with what God has given us. We should appreciate that what God has blessed us with. And so long as he's the final choice, so long as he's the one we always fall back on, nothing else matters. With our busy schedules, it's hard to find time for God. The easiest way to make time for him is to thank him. When you're appreciating a meal, thank him. When you're having fun hanging with your friends, thank him. That way, you remember he's there and you praise him for his blessings. Worshiping only God is pretty easy compared to trusting blindly. I have the hardest time implementing this one. I need to see. I don't know why, but I freak out when I don't know what's in front of me. It's really hard for me to just go with something if I don't know what the outcome will be. It's even harder when what you're following doesn't tangibly exist. As a child, I would constantly ask my mom where God came from, and she would always reply, he's just there, always has been. But he had to come from somewhere, right? I guess the lesson here is to believe what you believe. I can't teach you how to carry out this concept or tell you what to believe. Faith is a leap, hence the leap of faith saying. You don't know what to expect, but because you believe, he will never fail you. Love in actions. As we've established before, words don't do much for an audience. We need to show our point to people, intrigue them, make them listen, not just hear. People, mainly me, zone out during a lecture, as some of you are right now. If I did a theatrical, interpretive dance to prove my point, wouldn't that be more interesting? I will not be doing that. But you would grasp the concept and remember my point. Do you think people would have believed Jesus if he just told them he could walk on water? I'd laugh in his face. It's easy to forget the words, but it's human nature to carry out this order. Through all my 17 years, youth group, Sunday school, and confirmation, I've come to the conclusion that all God really wants is for you to enjoy life and spread his word and good news to anyone who will listen. Do that as best you can, and you will have everlasting life. Most people you start to talk to about God just shut down and avoid the topic. If you just help a woman with her groceries, no words are needed. Or smile at someone in the hall, no words are needed. I'm constantly smiling and just a friendly person. It doesn't occur to me that my simple smile affects people. A dear friend of mine had problems at a youth event, and I didn't know how to comfort her. Later that week, she came to me and said how my upbeat and innocent nature changed her life. Your actions do all the work. So now I dare you to show people his good news. See how that works out. But even if you can't make people listen, it doesn't matter, because he will never leave you. God will never neglect you or fail you or not love you. You can do the worst possible thing, but you still have his grace. Man, don't you wish your parents were more like God in this sense? I sure do. Hey, Mom, I know I'm past curfew, but... Oh, it's okay, sweetie. All is forgiven. Yes. But seriously, it's true. When it seems like there is nothing left for you, it's not God's fault. With God's help, you can turn around, and you can see that he's standing there in front of a huge door leading you to your next move. He is it, period. Trust blindly, love through actions. He will always be there. Now, what are you going to do today?